There are 9 core traits of successful people. Now, a lot of this has to do with entrepreneurship, but this is for successful people in general as well. So what are those traits? Let's get started here. So number 1, if you don't have this one, if you don't have number 1, the rest of these don't even matter. So if you don't have determination slash, I'm not going to write down the second part, determination or motivation. Okay, you got to be determined. You got to be motivated. You got to really want it. I can't even explain. You got to deep down dig and find out what you really want. Okay? That's what you got to do. You got to be determined to achieve your goals. You got to be motivated to achieve your goals. You got to really want it. A lot of people, they don't really care about being successful, whether it's financially, whether it's socially, whether it's in terms of status, whether it's in terms of family. A lot of people don't care about those things. You have to care. You have to care. You have to find your motivation. You have to be determined to achieve that goal. That is something that all successful people have, especially successful entrepreneurs. They are more determined and motivated than anyone else I know. Any other type of person. Okay? So number 1, determination. I would put motivation in there. Number 2, this is what separates successful people from average people, is number 2. This is taking risks. So this is also what can potentially separate average people from them being poor. If you take bad risks and ones that have to do with gambling and so on, that's a bad risk. But I'm talking about good risks. Maybe quitting your 9-to-5 job making $40K a year to start your business. That's what successful people do. That's what I did. I quit my job in order to start my businesses. That's what you guys should be doing too. And taking risks, but make sure that they're calculated too. Don't just quit your job and haven't even started a side business yet and haven't even done anything else that you wanted to achieve. Haven't even started on any of your other goals. Okay? Take calculated risks. Don't take stupid risks. But taking risks is what separates successful people from average people. That's what it is. Taking risks, and you have to be okay with that. I remember when I quit my job. I was really confident that I would be fine in terms of my businesses supporting me, and it ended up, doing very well. But however, there's always that thing, the stable part of your brain that all entrepreneurs have, but it's usually smaller than most people, saying like, hey, you should stay with the stable job. Stay with the stable job. Don't take that risk. Your life's fine like it is now. It's not. You have to convince yourself that the risk you are taking is worth it. In the long run, or even in the short term or medium term. You have to convince yourself that risk is worth it. And make sure it's calculated too. Don't do stupid risks. Okay, we're going to move on to number 3 here. Number 3 core trait of successful people / entrepreneurs is confidence. Oh, is this true? Confidence. There's a few things here. The very first thing that came to my mind was actually Shark Tank. And so whenever people used to go into Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, this was a few seasons ago actually, before really established businesses went on there. This was when people were pitching ideas more than businesses. They'd go on there and they wouldn't have any sales. They'd be like, my company's worth $5 million. 0 sales. You got to have that kind of confidence, okay? Now, you don't want to be stupid when you're asking for money from investors like they are. But having that confidence is something that every successful person has. Gary Vaynerchuk, he's super confident that he's going to buy the Jets, right? Grant Cardone's super confident that he can sell anyone on anything. Think about that. Think about all the financial mentors out there, whatever yours is. Maybe it's me. My confidence is, I think I've told this story before, I sincerely believe if I were to play baseball every single day in the batting cages, every single day for 3 to 6 hours a day for 1 year, I believe I could probably hit better than some people playing professionally. I 100% believe that deep in my soul. You got to have that kind of confidence, but whether it's in life, socially, or in your business, in your career, whatever it is, you got to have that confidence. That's super important. That's what separates successful people from average people. Having confidence. When I talk to my friends, when I talk to people that aren't doing well, they don't have confidence. They don't feel like they have control. They don't feel like they can accomplish their goals. I always do. I always say that, there's a very real possibility I'll become a multimillionaire or billionaire in the future. That's my goals, and people may laugh at me, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, but I'm completely serious. I'm completely serious, and I'm working towards that every single day. And that's what you guys need to do too. Confidence, you gotta have it. Super important. Number 4 here. Number 4, learning. It's super simple. I mean, I'll give you an example for sports. All right, so Michael Jordan, we'll go, you know what, we'll go LeBron James, we'll go Kevin Durant, we'll go someone like that. But we'll take LeBron James. He's a recent example, even though he just lost in the finals. So LeBron James, he became like the best player in the world probably around the age of 22, 23, 24, somewhere around that age. He was clearly above everyone else in the league. And so what do you think he did? He didn't just stop and be like, you know what, I'm the best in the league. I'm just going to stop learning new skills, stop training. What did he do? He kept learning. He learned how to pass the ball. He learned how to post up. He learned how to take a 3-point shot. He learned how to see the floor better. He kept learning new skills. He wanted to learn. He wanted to be even better than the best. And he was the best, and still is, even though he just lost. So learning, I mean, that's massive. You always hear that successful entrepreneurs specifically talk about Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. They read 1 book a week, 1 nonfiction book a week, 1 every 2 weeks, maybe at worst 1 or 2 a month. They keep learning new skills, and whether it's self-help books, whether it's in money books, business books, investing books, psychological books, even science books, whatever it may be, they want to keep learning. And that's something you got to have. That's something that I had to learn when I was a teenager. I mean, I wanted to be successful, and I loved learning, but I didn't bother to go out of my way to learn all the time, 24/7. You got to keep learning. I mean, what I do all day passively in my ears, just podcasts, ebooks, or not ebooks, audiobooks, I should say, that I download from iTunes. That all day is just, this. I'm just walking around with these wireless headphones all day. I keep learning 24/7. You guys got to have that passion. If you want to be successful, that is something you guys have to do. Got to keep learning. Whatever it is, whether it's in your career, business, whatever it may be, keep learning. Always. I'm going to move on to number 5 here. Deal with failure. This is for people that have, especially entrepreneurs, that have started a business and have taken a risk, but odds are like 95% of entrepreneurs will be on the brink of failure or fail at some point. Maybe that number is even higher, probably 99%. And so what separates successful people from normal people or poor people or whoever is the ability to bounce back from failure. Hitting zero and then bouncing back. So whether it's in your career, I mean, maybe you get fired. I mean, getting fired is usually what sparks people, those successful entrepreneurs, to actually start their business. Kevin O'Leary got fired from his ice cream job. He got fired from his ice cream job, and then that's when he said, you know what, I'm going to start a business so this never happens again. You got to be able to deal with failure. Whatever it is, even in school. In school, I mean, you can get a 50%. Maybe you're a B plus student, even though grades aren't that important. But for some people, they are. If you're a B plus student and you fail one test for reasons X, Y, Z, maybe test is unfair, maybe you didn't study hard enough, whatever, dealing with that failure, taking that zero and making it so that you study harder for the next one. You pay attention more in class, something like that. Make sure you bounce back from failure and use it as a lesson. Use failure as a lesson and as a motivator. That's what I do. That's what all successful people do. Got to use it as a motivator. All right, so we're going to move on to number 7 here, or number 6, sorry. Number 6 is passion. This is specifically for entrepreneurs too. I mean, it works. It's for average people too, but entrepreneurs, you got to have a passion for whatever you're doing. It'll show if you don't have a passion. I mean, I love waking up every single day and running my own businesses. I love it every single day. Like, I look forward to it. I wish that there was more hours in the day for me to work. I wish that my body wasn't so tired and my mind wasn't so tired so I wouldn't have to sleep so I can keep working. I mean, you got to have that sort of passion to be successful. You got to have you don't necessarily have to be the Gary Vee hustle who's just hustle all the time. But you got to have that passion for whatever you're doing. Now, I always, I recommend You shouldn't exactly be completely all in to your path, whatever it is. You shouldn't be all reliant on like, hey, if I fail in this path, then my life's going to be crushed. You should always, kind of at least diversify your passions a little bit. But you got to wake up every single morning and you got to be excited for whatever you're doing. If it's your career, if it's your business, if it's seeing your family, hanging out with your kids, just be passionate about what you're doing. And if you're not, you got to make a change. If you're not passionate, you have to make a change in your life. We're going to move on here. We're going to move on to number 7. I think I'm going to run out of room here. I might have to write on the side, actually. Is adapt. Adaptability, adapt. Things change. This goes along the lines with failure. You lose your job, adapt. Work's tough, adapt. Your business is failing, adapt. Environment's changing, adapt. Every single business will have to do this. If you're an entrepreneur, every single business is going to have to do this. Sometime, it may not be one year after you start, it might not be 5 years, 10 years, but it's going to happen. You're going to have to adapt. Look at what's happening with all the newspapers out there. There are businesses that refuse to change, to switch to online stuff, to online, maybe even just starting their own YouTube channel where people can talk about, instead of having writers write it and publish it in a blog post, maybe you have them speak about it and talk about it. Make a 1, 2, 3 minute video about whatever they were doing. They would all have the biggest YouTube channels in the world, potentially right now, if they started that in 2008, but they didn't. They refused to adapt. You got to adapt to your environment. All those businesses that went extinct because they refused to change. Look at Blockbuster. Blockbuster refused to change because they were like, well, let's not worry about Netflix and these online video stuff and YouTube. No, people love coming in and picking out things to rent. Actually, I did. I was one of those kids where I really missed my Blockbuster when it was gone. And I loved it. I loved going in and renting games and stuff and movies and so on. But Blockbuster didn't adapt, and they deserve to go the way of the dinosaur, as I always like to say. All right, so we're going to move on to number 8 here. I think that I'm going to write this one on the side here. Number 8, manage money. Manage money. If you can't do this, you're not going to be financially successful. It's probably going to be tougher for you to climb up the social ladder or that status level. It's going to be tougher for you to get there than it would be for someone who was good with money. You have to be good with money, finances, assets, and so on. You got to be responsible with that stuff. So this is specifically entrepreneurship, actually. If you're bad with your money and knowing where it's going, your business is going to go broke in the way of the dinosaur. Again, like Blockbuster. You got to be good with your finances. This is what can separate, the upper class people from the middle class people. Middle class people still make a good income usually. Somewhere, I know that the median personal income is $32,000, but the median household income is about $50,000. And theoretically, it's possible for you to have an asset class worth of $1 million or a portfolio worth $1 million by the time you're 65 if you save and invest and manage your money properly. Even if you're a middle class person. And so that's what's important here. Manage your money properly is something that all successful people have to do at some point. Think about the people who didn't. MC Hammer, you think of all those giant celebrities. Sure, they were successful, but then they flamed out, they ran out of money. What's that guy? Was it Wesley Snipes? Didn't pay his taxes for like a decade, went to jail for tax evasion. You always hear those stories all the time. You got to be good with your money. Know where it's going. Don't buy stupid stuff. Manage your money properly. Number 9. This is going to be the last one here. Okay. Know how to promote /sell. This comes from entrepreneurship. This is in your career, whatever. One of the ways for you to make money in whatever career field you're in, even if you're an employee and you don't have anything to do with founding the company or equity or whatever, find a way to attach yourself to the revenue stream and not to the payroll. If you can find a way to do that, you will become more successful in your company. So whether it's becoming a salesperson for your company, those are usually some of the highest paid people in every company in the world. Salespeople are amongst the most valuable. So they're salespeople, maybe finding a way to make big decisions, so finding a way to become an executive of some sort. Even though it's more responsibility, it's something that you guys will have to do if you want to make some more money, climb up the social ladder, and so on. And so every successful person, that's a business person specifically, knows how to promote and how to sell. Mark Cuban always says that, you can get a job at any company in the world if you know how to sell. Think about this, I always talk about this. If you were to go up to half of all companies or 80% of companies and you were just go up and say, hey, can I work for you? I will work only on commission and only if I get a sale amount over this amount. Who's going to say no to that? I would do that. I would do that right now with my company. So it's something for you guys to think about it. Knowing how to sell and how to promote whatever you are doing, that can make you extremely successful. And so I think that's where this video is going to wrap up here. What do you guys think of this list? These are the 9 core traits of successful people. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Am I missing anything? What's your strongest one on here? And what's your weakest one? Leave a comment down below. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. You're all very beautiful people. I'll see you guys in the next video.